Hello, hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you are in the world. This is the Saturday Coffee Break. Saturday Coffee Break, episode 10. Yes, Decum, episode 10. Got my coffee right here. So, before I get into what we're going to talk about, I want to take a sip. You know, I've actually been drinking a lot less coffee lately. Before, for the past, I don't know how long, I've been drinking 3 to 5 cups a day. Sometimes it'd be 6 cups a day, of just straight black coffee. I have the Keurig coffee maker here. And there are coffee shops I like to go to where I do my work or just hang out, socialize, whatever. And it's been the same thing, black coffee. But for the past week, I've wanted to experiment and prove to myself that I'm not addicted to it, right? So I've been drinking tea a lot more. So I've been drinking more like 1 to 3 cups of black coffee per day instead of 3 to 5. And actually, it's been all right. It hasn't actually, I really don't feel this craving just to I need coffee. It's like, no, not at all. So anyway, speaking of coffee, right, let's talk about the coffee break, all that stuff. What I wanted to do today is I wanted to just have us breathe. Just breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Just like that. Do it with me again. In through your nose, out through your mouth. So you notice when I breathe, can't really notice, a little too far down here. I use my diaphragm to breathe. Okay, my diaphragm is right here, it's my stomach. You don't want to breathe like that. You do not want to breathe like that because then you'll start to hyperventilate. But you want to breathe, when you breathe in, your stomach should go out. But when you breathe out, your stomach should go in. It's a little might seem difficult at first, but it's not as bad as it seems. So why do I think that it's important to breathe or to take time out of your day to just sit and relax and breathe? Well, if you're like me and you're high strung and your mind and goes 1,000 miles an hour and you're just all about go, 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 and you have a lot of energy and all that stuff and you live your life that way, then you especially need to take some time to sit down and breathe. Let me get some coffee real quick. Speaking of which, I got the donut shop coffee today, by the way. And this mug right here is a mug that my sister got for me when she was in England. I think I mentioned that before, but it's just, it is the best mug that I've ever gotten. So thank you, little sis. Anyway, so breathing is of the utmost importance, right? Especially for us, especially for our kind, the human race, because it can save us from a lot of trouble, right? It can save us from getting ourselves wound up, or from making false accusations, or getting into fights, right? Or like a whole multitude of other issues. It can prevent a lot of issues in your personal life and those around you in your circle and at work or wherever. Because with me, I didn't really learn too much about breathing, like really breathing properly until I started doing martial arts, started doing Muay Thai and like fighting in the ring and all that stuff. And it was, especially in that sport, when you're in the ring fighting, it really is of the utmost importance to really control your breathing. Because when you're in there doing it, you're doing your thing, you like not only are you conserving your physical energy, but mainly your mental energy. Because if you're all wound up and all tense, and you're in there, you're going to gas out. And gas out, get your ass kicked, right? Trust me, I've been there. I have been there. So, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe. Now, it's especially important to breathe outside of the ring. As I was saying, personal life, work, wherever. because I could name a number of times where if I would have just sat and just breathed, did the exercise I did at the very beginning of the video to show all of you what I meant, then I would have saved myself, a lot of heartache, a lot of grief, a lot of trouble. Not to say that I've gotten in too much trouble at all. I've never been in trouble with the law, never been to prison or any of that stuff. But some challenges, some obstacles that have come through in my life. If I would have just sat there and breathed, meditate, right? Just let this process, not let the thoughts and like the anger, the anxiety, whatever. If I would have just not let that control me, right? Then things would have turned out better. And for me, one great piece of advice that I've gotten. Let me drink real quick. One great piece of advice that I've gotten from not only other YouTubers, but from people very near and dear to me, close friends and family, is that if you feel yourself spiraling, if you feel your mind spiraling, if you feel like a situation is getting out of control, like you're getting out of control or other people are getting out of control, the best thing you can do is to be calm, is to try your best to be calm, to be the calm one in the room. Okay? Now, my father has always taught me to be a diplomat. Always be diplomatic. Always try to resolve any kind of conflict with your words. Now I haven't always been the best at that. Like some things I've let get out of hand, but I'd say for the most part, I've been able to tap into this. But for those of us where it's a little harder, right? Who might get in fights a little bit more, right? Who might be prone to more anger like that or lashing out. This is especially important for you, especially important. But hey, I've been there. I've been in those situations where like emotions were high and like getting out of control, And as I was saying, the best piece of advice that I could give all of you, right, wherever or whoever you are, background, race, whatever, it doesn't matter, is if you see a situation, it's just really getting out of control, you're really wound up, the other people are wound up, and if you were to continue being there, it would only result in something very bad happening, very negative happening. Remove yourself from that situation. Now, it doesn't matter what anyone says. They could think you're whatever. They could say, oh, you're a this, that, and the other, you're not a man, blah, blah, blah. But it takes a real man or a woman. Like I'm not saying, it takes a real, how about this? It takes a real person of character, to be able to recognize that a situation, right, that is getting completely out of control. It takes a real person of character to realize that I need to contribute or make this situation better by removing myself from this situation. Excuse me. I need to walk away from this, or I need to not let this get to me. I need to not, let any sort of insecurities, any sort of, ego, pride, or whatever. I need to put that aside and I need to think rationally. I need to think rationally about this. And if we're able to do that, it could save us a lot of trouble because you never know the outcome. You never know the outcome or what bad things will happen if emotions are high. Now, to be honest with you, right, as I was saying at the very beginning of the video, very high strung, right? When in my videos, I might come off as a little more relaxed because when I'm doing my coffee videos, I'm just here in my room, this is my space. But when I'm at work, when I'm like around other people, a little more high strung, they kind of see more of, who I am. And I can often see things my whole life I've seen things as black and white. I've been really trying to find the gray area in things. That's something I'm really trying to work on, and not being so harsh about everything, right? That there's more than, it's not just one extreme or the other extreme. There's a middle ground. With me, since I'm a man of extremes, and I've always been a man my whole life, again, been a man of extremes, I've found myself often assuming the worst or creating scenarios in my head that, could be untrue, right? That are a result of things festering in my mind. But the main thing you can do is breathe, right? And now it's all funneling back, right, to what we're talking about, to breathe. And if you find yourself in similar situations, or if you're like me, then you definitely need to consider this video, or definitely need to consider the advice that I'm trying to give you right now. Because I'm sure there are a lot of you who are a lot like me, and we're a lot like each other. We would get along, we would understand how our minds work. So if you feel yourself, if you feel your emotions, right, feel things getting all tense, getting all like, angry, depressed, or anxious, just remember, breathe. Now I'm gonna promise you guys that I'm gonna take my own advice, because everything I tell you here, it's a reflection of what's going on in my life, or what things that I might need to work on, or things that I've challenges I've had, things I've had to overcome. But now I'm trying to tell you, but it's also me holding myself accountable, and like telling myself that it's like, hey, if I'm putting this out there, if I'm going to put out this advice, then I need to be practicing it too. I need to practice what I preach. I need to be a man of my word. Excuse me. So tell all of you to breathe. And I'm also telling me, most of all, because I'm talking right to you guys, but it's really, I'm talking to myself too for this video. Just breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe and count to 1,000 or 2,000. And I'm sure at that point, once you breathe, you practice your breathing, and you count to a certain amount, or like a really big number, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 if you want, then your problem or whatever negative situation you're dealing with won't really seem too bad anymore. And you'll be able to realize that it's like, hey, there's more to life than just this. There's more to life than feeling so tense or so angry or so anxious, depressed, whatever. There's more to life than that. But the way we get there, the way we realize that, is we breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. See you guys next weekend. Julian out.